Hello. So we're going to talk about another technique now that's used in drylands for establishing trees on a slope. We call these boomerang swales. Here we're going to create a network of V or U-shaped berms so rain that falls on every part of the landscape is concentrated at the point of the V. So you can see here as we rain down the slope and the water just rapidly moves down the slope away and is not retained. So in a landscape here that we don't have a lot of soil absorption, we've got a lot of runoff, we have compacted soils, we have rocky soils, the feature that I'm about to put in here is meant for those types of conditions, especially dry lands with little infiltration in the soil. So you can see now that I have created this series of boomerangs going down the slope. And now when it rains across the landscape and we have water running off, it is collected in the boomerangs. Ideally, the overflow from the boomerangs is on the side here. I'm making it rain really fast, and this fluid doesn't necessarily follow the path that actual water would follow. But ideally, each one of these basins in the rain on a slope that really has very little infiltration, now the water will concentrate in the bottoms of each of these basins. It's not just water that'll concentrate, it's anything that water washes in. Mulch, animal manures, all sorts of particles will concentrate there, making a really good microclimate within these basins for establishing trees. So this is really a tree establishment method here. And I'll put some trees in here. So, I mean, areas like we have here, we have dry lands, right? I think of the southwestern United States. I think of Mexico. I think of the Middle East, Jordan, right? Israel, Saudi Arabia, North Africa, okay? Parts of China, Mongolia, right? The northern part of China is a desert, okay? Peru, the Atacama Desert, Southern Africa, right? Northern Africa. All of these places that in a lot of instances have compacted, rocky, non-absorptive slopes, yet do have periods of rainfall. And there's tree species that really can tolerate very dry conditions, like olives, for instance. This could be a nice olive orchard planted on a dry, rocky slope. And then as the litter falls from the trees, then you don't only get water depositing in here, you begin to build soils, you get organic matter coming from the trees, and we create this little pocket of nutrients and moisture where trees can get established, eventually connecting canopies and creating shade over the whole ground that would make the conditions for other species to grow as well. So these boomerang swales are really a common technique for tree establishment in dry lands with degraded rocky slopes all over the world. You can imagine that water pooling up in these basins here is not necessarily going to be great for every type of tree species in every climate. Some trees may not like to get their roots flooded, and if the water sits too long, if there's a lot of clay or very, very poorly drained soils. So it's not a silver bullet technique. You still have to do your homework and make sure that this technique is right for your particular location. But the boomerang swales are definitely widely used throughout dry lands of the world for tree establishment on slopes. So hopefully this can be useful to you in your permaculture system as well.